Lời nói đầu thì cho mình xin cảm ơn tất cả các bạn đã ủng hộ và theo dõi video vừa rồi của mình nhé. Thì hôm nay mình có một món quà hết sức là đặc biệt muốn dành riêng cho tất cả các bạn. Nhưng mà đã nằm ở phía cuối video là mình biết các bạn có thể tua nhưng mà hy vọng là bọn mình cùng đồng hành đến hết video này nhé. Cảm ơn các bạn.
Hi guys, how you doing? Happy New Year and welcome back to Tornados channel. And I'm currently in Nha Trang. I know that every of you really want to enjoy the first days of New Year with your family, and so do I. So I decided to buy a ticket from Saigon and go back to my hometown straight away. And the weather today, as you can see, is really blustery and a little bit chilling. So due to this weather, I really want to bring some cozy stories about myself, especially about another part of my relationship. So, not to waste more time, let's get started.
Before we get started, if you have no idea about me and what I'm gonna talk about today, I'd love to reintroduce myself. My name is Tornados, and I'm a Vietnamese student who had luckily experienced a memorable gap year ever. And this video is a part of my gap year stories. So, if you want to know more or get into them, I'd put the links below in the description box. Finally, I hope you enjoy it.
Để tao nói cho bọn mày nghe cái này nha. Trong 2 năm nữa bọn mày sẽ không gặp tao đâu. Đi đâu hả? Ngay mà bọn mày gặp lại tao á, tao đã ở trong người ấy là ai rồi? Mùa nhiêu ta? Năm tao 25 tuổi. Anh cứ yên tâm, em đầu là cái chắc rồi. Đường nào mà rớt được. Trong tay học bổng nha, đừng có đùa. After that, I chose to lock myself in a room, talking to no one, afraid of going outside and meeting people, even they are strangers. And when I moved to Saigon, I left my Facebook to let no one could keep in touch with me. And I also didn't reply to anyone on Zalo, because I was frightened of questions. Even it was just like, how are you, or where have you been? You know, I had no idea what would come after that. Caring, showing compassion, or just joking. At that time, my friends were a part of my memory about my failure. And of course, I wasn't ready enough to look back on it. So I decided to cut off all my friendships in the past. Instead, I did try to make new friends in Saigon. I attended to a high school which was near to my place to start to learn again and to prepare for the next graduation exam in 2020. But it was not that easy. The first day I entered the classroom, I sat silently alone on the bench, facing a board full of old but new formulas. Inside my head, it was like a mess with lots of queries that need to be solved. But, you know, the teacher was busy with her students, and her students were busy with themselves, singing, chatting, shouting, and everything they can do to make a pool bar party. I felt it was literally problematic to immerse in the air of this class, It was like Marlin and Dory get lost in the ocean among different strange types of fish. And lucky Marlin, he does have Dory to share his journey with, but myself, at that time, I was just alone. So I felt that this was not a right place for me to start over. I still couldn't get feeling of guilty and the fear of failure, so I felt being totally stifled. At that moment, I was like a shadow in that class. I couldn't catch up with the lessons, and from that moment I remember that I used to be a very energetic student in my class, in physics, English, or maybe math or literature. Anyway, but so I realized that it had been because of the existence of my friends. We had been together, we had experienced and got through several memorable moments. We had built our own story together, and we had been a source of energy and motivation for each other. But now, at this moment, my friends weren't there, because I had chosen to get away from them. My choice, so I accepted. But after realizing that, I decided to quit from that class straight away. The first thing I did is keeping wandering. I had 3 classes of graphic design per week at the moment. When the class was over, I went home, revised and practiced what I learned. Then, I did my chores, and after that, I did nothing. As usual, I decided to go outside for a walk, and finally I met this. I almost spent all day and night in the next station. I was flooded with
double kill, triple kill, quadra kill, pentakill.
And I also had friends too, millions of players all over our country. I felt comfortable when I spent time with them, because they had no idea about who I was and they didn't care about me. All they wanted was to win a match. For them, I was only a top laner, a mid laner, or simply as a support. And if I played well, they would congratulate on me. Things just got easier in this virtual world, and I loved this feeling. So, day after day, I reset my life on the internet. You know, a human creature needs to speak at least 2,000 words a day, or it may experience depression. And before I moved my house to this virtual world, I hardly had 1,000 words spoken out of my mouth. And most of them come from the thing that I sang along my favorite songs, or I talked to myself, and the emotional proportion came from the conversation with my family. But in the virtual world, it was totally different. I had a chance to communicate through chatting, playing, interacting with other players. But when the party was over, I went home after a night fully awake, with dark circles under my eyes and my body with the deficiency of energy. My face had a lot of pimples on it. So when the sun rose up was the moment I went to bed. After a month living in this way, I felt myself start to wither. Pinging on the screen just for hiding from the real world, my energy was gradually taken by the virtual world. I did not have any source of energy to keep me charged, so I ran out of my energy quickly and became a real zombie. Fortunately, I felt that I couldn't live in this way anymore, so I broke my own rules to check the messages in my messenger. Many people asked me about my sudden vanishment, and some wished me the bad things. Some just wanted to know how I had been. But I still couldn't have enough courage to reply, so I sighed out again and kept pursuing that virtual word and continued to describe my life. But a month later, again, I couldn't stand this life. There was something that appeared to prevent me from throwing my life away. This time, I marched to my friend's place straight away to let nothing can hold me back. And 3 months of silence, we met each other with nostalgia clearly shown on our faces. My friend, she was alone either. Then she said, "Thank you." And the sentence was much more powerful than thousands of sentences that I used in hundreds of my essays. You know why? Because that sentence had awoken my insight. Was that me, the one who had forgotten my promise to leave no friends behind? Was that me, the one who left my friends? And was that really me, the one who currently hurt myself? And soon after that, I realized that I had been too ridiculous. There was no need to isolate myself to the world. Why did I have to put a wall between my friends and myself? Everyone needs a friend to grow up with. From the moment the first creatures appeared on this world, they were not alone. God sent both Adam and Eve to the earth, so they were not alone either. A forest never exists if there is only one tree. It needs more and more to build its own diversity and to keep the balance of the ecology. So the question is, why do we have to be alone? We, similarly, were born to have friends, naturally. So, what will happen if I put myself in isolation with the others? Simply, the world is going up, and I'm going down. Finally, I had broken the barrier between myself and my friendships. I started to ask about their lives and perceived that they had experienced many interesting things, and I wish that I could be there with them at this moment. Day by day, reconnecting with my friends just like reconnecting the internet successfully. My energy was back. I felt relieved. I felt calm. So light was back and black was gone. 2 months later, I got all my friends back. They took me around Saigon to enjoy different cuisines in the city. Korean, Japanese, Vietnamese, or maybe sometimes Western countries' cuisines as well. But I'm just kidding. Anyway, they all encouraged me to keep going, and they all believed that I probably got over this challenge. So, therefore, I gradually got my motivation back and gradually overcame my fear. And one day of November, I felt that I was finally ready. I was ready to accept the truth, even it was bitter as a bitter melon. Yeah. And also, I strongly believe that there was a big present for me at the end of this gap year, waiting for me. And I didn't know why I thought so, but I just kept believing. Yet, the only thing I knew is this is what we call a power of our true friends. Then, I felt that I was tough enough to get back to Nha Trang. Like what I said in the last video about my parents, I didn't run from Nha Trang where my problem was kindled. I left it for regaining my motivation and for receiving a new perspective of seeing it. So that's it. Standing in front of my problem, I'd chosen to leave my friends. At that moment, I felt that I didn't completely trust my friends, but when I turned back, They were still there. They seemed to be there for me for a very long time ago. And they all said, "Don't worry, buddy. Just keep going. We've got your back." Sometimes I did feel really frustrated with what I was currently fighting for, and sometimes I was in really tricky moments of aberration, but my friends kept me motivated with their riveting stories of their university. These stories made my stomach flutter a lot. Looking at my friends studying and working with a major, I couldn't wait to see how my life would be if I experienced the same things. Maybe somebody would call me a freshman, but I'm happy with that. At least I'm officially a student studying in the university. Because I know how arduous it was for me to get there. I'd really appreciate if next time someone called me Chiu Mui. And later, when I was back to Nha Trang and kept going on with my business, every time my friend temporarily finished their work at the university and they went back here to take a break, we enjoyed every moment with each other. And I also enjoyed my 19th birthday with them. It was a really great moment, and I will share with you guys later in the future. Having friends by my side, I was not alone anymore. I got back to the right track and kept moving forward. You know, friends are one of the most precious creatures that exist on the earth. They teach you that you are not alone, and they define the word empathy in your own dictionary. For me, friends are gifts from Mr. Life. They are sent to make a better me. The word friends needs two to tango. That means it's not only receiving from your friend, but it's also about giving. These two things need to be fused together in order to form the lasting foundation for your friendships. So, I had my friends going with me throughout my gap year. And with them by my side, I've been kept motivated all the time. And finally, I could really feel my steps on the path to the university. For me, friends are not only the people we met at school or at the party, or the people who are at the same age with me, but friends are also my families, my teachers, and all the people who had traveled with me throughout my gap year. Thank you, sincerely from the bottom of my heart.
Chào ông nội.
And voila, that is the end of this video. And for my next episode in my Gap Year Stories, I really want to share with you guys another part of my relationships. And I'm sure that you will be really interested in this topic because it's a little bit related to love. Yeah, anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe to get the notifications when my videos is ready, okay? Yeah, and now, have a good day and bye-bye! Taiwan 3, where is your book? Give me, quickly. So today, I would like to hear from you a concept of husband and wife Eiffel. Could you tell me a little bit about it?
Okay la, I will show you. Music on.
Để nói cho mà nghe, tâm hồn này chẳng để lặng lẽ. Thương cho gió mẹ, thôi thì mặc phần sao còn chưa phai. Đời mình đâu có mấy vui cớ sao lại buồn, biết ngày mai chẳng đến nay tròn buông. Em không bắt qua bao rời rồi, biết không một đời tháng qua. Để mình nói cho mà nghe, nói cho mà nghe, nói cho mà nghe.
Yeah, yeah.
Để mình nói cho mà nghe. Ngày còn trẻ mình có muốn đi chơi, thanh xuân sẽ lại phải nghỉ ngơi. Hoa vàng trắng trên lưng chấm người đẹp như tâm hồn em còn ngây thơ. Em làm gì đã có người yêu, em có đang sợ ế đây này. Có thể sao quả bạc không nằm trên tay để bao trai làng chìm nằm trong mê say. Mùa xuân này mình một xuống xinh trong váy hoa, không đi làm sao biết ngoài kia một mai là sương hay nắng tỏa. Cơ hội này mình sẽ nắm lấy, mình không cần một ai giúp tay và hết hôm nay mình sẽ chuồn khỏi nơi đây.